Well, hello there, motherfuckers. So, Raw's ratings are in, and they got a 2.35. It's like, guys, let's be perfectly honest here. Without a doubt, WWE's on a downward spiral. And on Twitter, I'm going to post a link right here. I've been having a little bit of a debate. No, it's nothing nasty or anything like that, with Brian James, aka Road Dogg of New Age Outlaws WWE fame. Go figure. So as you guys know, in my videos, I've been supporting Vince Russo. I think the guy should be put on the creative team. I'm thinking about maybe adding their channel on my featured channels so you guys could check it out. But the Wrestling Inc. podcast, you guys got to check it out after Raw. No, they're not paying me. I'm not a part of them or anything. I'd like to be. I'm down for it. If Raj Giri or Sean Ross Sapp want to contact me, you guys happen to see this video, I'd be proud. But I love the show. And it is probably the best show where it's not like all these other shows out there on YouTube. Like, they actually talk about how they can improve this show, what's wrong with it, and how they could get ratings. And why this is such a great show is because they have Vince Russo on there, who was the writer during one of the most prosperous times for WWE, during the Attitude Era. And the funny thing is that everybody wants to knock Vince Russo, but the funny thing is that the guy, he actually improved the ratings for WCW when he got in there, and he wasn't there the whole time. And in TNA, he wasn't even really a writer. He was a consultant, and the ratings went up. They went up as high as a 2.0 even. And, it's just distorting his record. The IWC has done it. Filthy pieces of trash like Jim Cornette have run his name through the mud. When Jim Cornette was there, in WWE, and they made this guy part of the creative team, he was destroying WWE. The guy's completely out of touch. He's one of the wrestling guys. That's what's so horrible about a guy like Jim Cornette. This is a guy that should in no way be anywhere near professional wrestling. Well, yeah, he could be involved in wrestling, but not WWE. But anyway, I just wanted to give a shout out because I've talked about it for quite some time in my Raw reviews, Raw previews, Rant videos, and I just want to give them a shout out. You guys, you three guys, you guys do a great job on there. And they talk about ratings, and I was getting into it with Road Dogg on here on Twitter, and you guys can check it out. The back and forth we had. And I'll give credit that Road Dogg is not, he doesn't consider it beneath him to respond to normal everyday counters like me. So, I want to actually say thanks to that. Probably not going to watch this video, but, if he happens to, then yeah, thanks for responding to me. But, what I really wanted to say is that, he says they're doing the best they can. They're making excuses. Somebody else jumps into the conversation who I don't know and saying, it's not all about ratings like it used to be. They've got international, the network, blah, 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 blah. They're on TV, all right? When you are in the TV business, if you want to stay on TV, you want ratings. That's why people get on TV, to make money in that format. Otherwise, Raw would be on the fucking network, wouldn't it? Well, it's not. It's on TV, and it doesn't matter. And the WWE is based here in the U.S. If it was going to be more prosperous for them, I'm sure they'd go overseas. And that's good when they're doing a tour or something like that. But guess what, guys? It's based in the U.S. It's an American company. So the ratings matter here. It's pathetic. Every single excuse under the goddamn sun. Football, baseball, basketball, this show, that show. They beat must-see TV back in the day. They beat Friends, undoubtedly one of the most popular sitcoms of all time. They beat an entire block of programming. WWE, the 2 hours. And not even, it wasn't even Raw, motherfuckers. It was SmackDown, the B Show. You know the show that's really even consequential, that doesn't even matter anymore? You know, the show that they just put on Sci-Fi? It's on USA now, but they still don't give it the important treatment. I mean, you could kind of tell that SmackDown doesn't matter. I mean, you could just kind of see the matches that they put on there. There's really nothing special about it at all. And you can tell because Shane and Stephanie, if you notice, they're not even like SmackDown GMs or whatever they're doing. They haven't even given these guys a name, even if you notice that Shane and Stephanie. They're not even calling them GMs. They're just saying they're running the show. But what's their title? You know how Triple H is the CEO? You know, it doesn't, you don't get it. But anyway, SmackDown, the B Show, actually beat must-see TV. And I've mentioned this a number of times. So, it's like, why don't they address the quality? It's all these different excuses. Oh, ratings don't matter. Oh, we get, people watch overseas. Oh, we've got the network and everything. The network only has, as they even stated, I'm pretty sure that's the real number, 1.8 million. That's not really a lot. It's not really a lot of people. Considering that the thing has been out since February 2014, over 2 years, and it took them as long as it did. It took them over a year just to get up to 1 million, this big company that they are. And it's like, they want to make like it's so prosperous. And Road Dogg talks about that this is the evolution of the business. The business is evolving. It's like, okay, so the debate, you could go check it out. I really encourage you to go check out the link. It all started because Vince Russo said that he's not a big fan of NXT. And I can see why a person doesn't like NXT. Like I said, I don't watch the show every week. It's too much wrestling. And I do like NXT. You guys know it. People like to say, oh, I want a sports entertainment. I like good matches. You guys see that I praise NXT all the time. I give the shows, for example, the one that was just on Dallas, I gave it a really stand-up review, an excellent review. People complain that, I didn't give Zayn and Nakamura the rating that they thought it deserved, but, that's besides the point. I could see why somebody might not like NXT. Russo said it's a little bit too spotty for his taste, and, they do try to cater more to the indie fans with NXT. I can see that perspective. I personally like it. I think it's a different change of pace. But, it's still the same thing with WWE. It's not enough character development. There's not enough going on in NXT to really entertain me for an extended period of time. And that is why I don't really watch the weekly show. And I just tune in for the pay-per-views to see some great matches. I'm not really getting a whole lot of story. Anyway, so Road Dogg basically says that the business is evolving and this is what people want. Obviously, it's not what people want. Otherwise, NXT would be getting millions and millions of views and they'd have 6 million subscribers instead of 1.8 million. Not even 2 million. So, really, there were more people watching TNA at one point than people that are actually tuning into the network and subscribe to it. So, it's like, Road Dogg, your business is evolving. Then why are people, starting to get away from it? Starting to run away from the show and not coming back at increasing numbers. The numbers are growing and we're just going to ignore these numbers. Ratings don't matter. And you even see, he says, oh, here we go again. Ratings. It is about the ratings. Answer to this. I'm not saying it's your fault. You work for WWE, but I believe that, you're just trying to spread the good word for whatever, to give them good PR. But the thing is this, okay, I understand it's your job. I don't know if they're telling you to do this, but the thing is, yes, ratings. because, you know, I don't understand. WWE doesn't want good ratings. Put on a decent product. As Russo was saying, you know, you like to say that all these things evolve, you know, like you said, baseball, basketball, football, these things don't change. They don't have to evolve. You know, why did the WWE, why did they get away from character-driven storylines? It doesn't make any sense. You know, I don't know, guys. I could go on all day about this. More videos to come on the topic. Check out that the Twitter conversation. It's really interesting. Don't know if you guys are really going to care that much, but, you know, it was definitely, you know, it was pretty engaging for me, and I'm probably going to respond a little bit more to Road Dogg, but, I don't know, guys. We'll see what happens. All right, so, you know, 2.35, better than last week, but, you know, I mean, come on. You know, they got 500,000 more 50,000 more viewers or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's not that big of a number. It's not really that big of a difference. And, you know, they need to just, well, I want to say clean up their act, but they need to just a major overhaul. All right, guys.